What is up, people, and welcome back to Rags to Riches 3, the series where we go from one of the worst teams in F1 2009, work way through the Codemasters games, and try and get a drive for one of the best teams in F1 2017. We're here in F1 2010, the Chinese Grand Prix, round 4. And if you have missed any of the previous episodes, go catch up with the card annotation in the top right-hand corner of your screens. You'll find the previous episode and also the whole entire playlist up there as well. But currently, after 3 rounds in this season, we are 6th place in the Drivers' Championship, which is really, really good news. It's a good position to be in, but it's not exactly what we want. 6th position in the Drivers' Championship will only get us as far as the Lotus seat for next season. So we do need to improve this. We do need to move into the top 4. 3rd and 4th is Williams. 1st and 2nd will be Force India. So we need to sort of be aiming for at least 4th position in this game. So hopefully we can do that. But let's see if we can improve on 6th position as we head over to the race for the Chinese Grand Prix. Here we go then, one-shot qualifying time here at the Chinese Grand Prix. Whereabouts will we qualify in today's race? Let's find out as we go down in towards the very, very tricky turn 1 section. It's easy to get this wrong. It's easy to brake late and run it out wide through that corner, which luckily we haven't done. It seems like it's nice and tidy through there. Maybe a bit too slow, but it is tidy at the moment. Let's see what we can do over the rest of the lap though. Okay, then only a few more corners left to go in this qualifying lap. Got to make sure we get this hairpin right, though. It's a very, very tricky corner on this game. But it looks like that was okay. Very nice and tidy through the hairpin. One more corner left to go, the final corner of this lap. So let's see what we can do through here. Through the left, running it maybe a little bit too wide there, but down towards the line. What is the lap time going to be good enough for? P15 at the moment. Okay, it's P15 at the moment. We may not stay there. There are drivers still setting lap times in today's session, so we've just got to wait and see whether we hold on to P15 or not. But if we do, that's our best qualifying position so far. There we go, 15th position in the qualifying session, and for the first time this season we have beaten the team's objective. Very happy about that, beating P15. Unfortunately, I was out-qualified by my teammate once again, which is not good news in this series, as of course we do want to kind of beat my teammate across the rest of the season. But that is the only negative. The positives are we're starting in P15. We're slowly getting better at qualifying, slowly moving further up the grid. So hopefully by the end of the season we can start to be where I feel we should be, which is around the top 10, maybe 11th place, something like that. If we can get there in this BMW Sauber, that'll be a very, very good job. But P15 in today's race, fantastic. Right, on pole position is Mark Webber with Sebastian Vettel in 2nd. Pretty much nothing separating the 2 Red Bull drivers today. Then a massive gap all the way back to Felipe Massa in 3rd. Then Fernando Alonso 4th. Nico Rosberg gets ahead of the McLaren drivers with Lewis Hamilton 6th. Button 7th. Kubica in 8th. Schumacher 9th. And Vitaly Petrov rounds out the top 10. But the question is, what can we do from 15th on the grid as we head over to the race for the Chinese Grand Prix? It's race day here at the Chinese Grand Prix as it's a Red Bull 1-2 here today. Mark Webber lines up in pole position. Kamui Kobayashi beating me today as he starts in P12. And there I am, my highest grid position so far this season with P15. So very happy with that at the moment. The lights are coming on now. We're going to get our engine started as we go to, I don't know how many lights we are on at the moment, but it's now lights out and away we go for the Chinese Grand Prix straight away. Putting it up into rich mix as we go down in towards turn 1. Going to take this cautiously. We don't want to run into the back of Liuzzi in towards turn 1. Then just ease up the inside of these drivers if we can do so, which we can. Suto as well, maybe, as they've given us quite a lot of room through turn 2. Unfortunately, running it a little bit too wide through there, but getting a good exit on my teammate Kamui Kobayashi. And straight away from the start of this Chinese Grand Prix, I've moved up into P12, so very happy with that. Sutil goes late up the inside. Wow, what a dive bomb move that was. That was brave. That was very, very brave. Okay, we were very, very lucky not to actually have a collision with the Renault of Robert Kubica or with the other drivers that we did actually dive bomb on, as they've just gone round the outside in towards the Estes section here at China. Can he hold on to it? No, he can't. Somehow we've managed to come back at him. Not too sure how I've done that, but I will take it. P9 at the moment in today's race. Very, very happy with that. Let's see what we can do on Robert Kubica's. These guys taking a very, very defensive line in towards this corner. Can we go around the outside of Robert Kubica? We're going to try it. Round the outside, then get the inside through this next corner. Can we have the straight line speed all the way down in towards the hairpin? Yes, we can. There we go. Job done on Robert Kubica. Picking up that toe from Jenson Button. What an opening lap this has been. From all the way down in 15th place to now running in 8th and challenging Jenson Button for what is now 7th position. We go round the outside into the hairpin. Can we get the car turned in and keep on the circuit? No, we can't. But neither does the Mercedes ahead of us or the McLaren. I'm not too sure which one it was. But neither could that guy. So it's not really too bad that we can actually keep it on the circuit. But we are still right in the back of Jenson Button. So doing a really good job at the moment in today's race. P8 at the moment. And trying to see what we can do on JB. Once again going very defensive this time in towards turn 1. Now we're going to take the inside line through this corner. Can we hold it? We've got Lewis Hamilton up next after him. Button then comes back at us around the outside and then gets the inside line for turn 2. And unfortunately, we're just not able to go for the overtake through there. Right, this could be a really good opportunity to go for an overtake on Jenson Button. We might even do it before we get to the corner. Is he going to go defensive? Yes, he is. He's going to go defensive just like Robert Kubica did earlier on. We've gone round the outside of Lewis Hamilton as well. A double McLaren overtake through that corner. And now right on the back of Nico Rosberg in the Mercedes as we go on towards this long back straight. We've got the overtake done before we've even got to the back straight. And somehow, in today's race, we're up into P5. What on earth is going on? We are on the second lap of this Chinese Grand Prix and we're already up into P5. Like, this is absolutely incredible. Very late on the brakes down to the hairpin again, but not really having the grip in the tyres. So unfortunately, that's given the position back to Nico Rosberg and maybe the McLaren of Lewis Hamilton as well. As Rosberg comes into the pits, so does Fernando Alonso ahead of us as we're going to move up positions. Now we get the job done on Lewis Hamilton up the inside. Vettel, the only one that there's another driver, sorry, who is still out in front of us. So at the moment in today's race, we are running on the podium. Incredible scenes here at the Chinese Grand Prix. Can we hold on to this position? Could we possibly get my first ever podium on F1 2010 in the F1 2010 season? Okay, here we go. It's pit stop time then at the Chinese Grand Prix here on lap 4. And we're going to come into the pits from 3rd position. We need to make sure we slow down. Don't run it into the gravel trap. Do not do a Lewis Hamilton of 2008. That's definitely not what we want to do. As we come into the pits now, limiter on. And we just got to make sure we brake for the pit box. Make sure that we don't overshoot that. We are straight after the Ferrari team. So on the brakes, just to make sure. And there we go, pitting for the box. Right, here we go. What's the pit stop time going to be? It's going to be a slow one. We're getting held up by other drivers. No, come on. Let me go. Let me go. What are you waiting for? Come on. Come on. God's sake. 11 seconds. 11 seconds. Really? Did we need to wait for all those drivers? Are you kidding me? Are you actually kidding me? For fuck's sake. And they've just overshot me coming out the pits as well. Ah, that is annoying. We're out behind Nico Hulkenberg. There's a spin somewhere. There's a yellow flag out for some reason. Although it's just gone back in, so the green flag's now out. So, there we go. Now all the way down in P18. All that hard work that we did earlier on in the race, we've got to go do it again. As they're going 3 wide down in towards this hairpin. So we're going to see whether we can pick off any positions from these guys. I mean, let's not get down too much about it. Let's just get our head down and let's work harder to try and get those positions back. So we've got a Renault and a Williams going side by side for quite a while at the moment. So that's very nice to see from Robert Kubica and Nico Hulkenberg. Still going side by side. It's good news for us because it just means that we're going to get easy overtakes on these guys. There we go on Nico Hulkenberg. And then round the outside of Robert Kubica as well. So job done on Kubica. Very nice overtake on him round the outside through that corner. We've made quite a lot of overtakes in this race through there. Can we get Michael Schumacher as well? I'm going to hug the right-hand side. Yes, I can. The AI seem to be a little bit slower around that section of the track. They're not really too eager to get on the throttle, but he's coming back at me now with that straight line speed in the Mercedes. Need to make sure I pick out my braking point, though, down towards the hairpin. Don't want to overshoot that, as I'm now right behind the Renault of Vitaly Petrov. Right, are there any more drivers into the pits? We've currently got a couple, okay? Says 4, maybe 5 drivers. Kamui Kobayashi actually coming out ahead of us. So that just goes to show how much time I lost coming into the pits then. That was not good at all. Vitaly Petrov doing a great job there defending me. Usually I just darted up the inside. I'm just like, right, see you later, guys. But Vitaly Petrov, he was having none of that. He was like, you are not coming up my inside. I've seen what you've done to other drivers. You're not getting past me today, sunshine. Right, here we go. Vitaly Petrov, he is up next. Will he go defensive in towards this corner? Sort of. There we go. Round the outside. Can we keep it on the circuit, though? We've still got to hold the right-hand side. There we go. Vitaly Petrov could not hold me off that time. He tried his best, but he could not get the job done. As we're now catching up to my teammate of Kamui Kobayashi. He's currently in the points, and if we overtake him, he will stay in the points in today's race. So, no matter what happens, hopefully, Kamui Kobayashi can stay in the points for today's race. We're just going to have to wait and see, but we do want to try and catch up to him as much as possible to try and better ourselves in today's race, because we know we should be running in the top 5. Of course, if we can get top 6 again, that would be brilliant, but we know that we should be running in the top 5. So we've now got another driver in the pits on the right-hand side. That's going to put me up into P9. Here we go, Kobayashi very, very early on the brakes around the outside in towards turn 1. Need to make sure I don't run wide, which I've done so. No. I'm on the grass at the moment. Don't lose the back end. Unfortunately, I had the position there on Kamui Kobayashi, but a little bit too eager, a little bit too opportunistic on the brakes there. And unfortunately, I just couldn't get Kamui Kobayashi. We're going to have to go again on my teammate. Here we go then, Kamui Kobayashi into our favourite overtaking spot. Will he give us the room? Looks like he will. Here we go, round the outside of Kamui Kobayashi. Job done on my teammate. There we go, finally getting the overtake done on Kamui Kobayashi. Not messing up as well this time. We've moved up into P8 as Jaime Alguersuari is now leading today's race, which means he's definitely on that one-stop strategy. What do you mean one-stop strategy? Of course, everyone's on a one-stop strategy. What am I on about? He's definitely on the hard tyres and then the softs at the end of the race. So we should be able to overtake him in the next couple of laps when he does come into the pits. But for now, we've just got to keep on pushing and try and do the best that we can. Okay, so we've got drivers into the pits at the moment, and this is going to put us up into the top 5. So there we go, going better than our usual P6 position. We're up into P5 at the moment for the Chinese Grand Prix. The question is, though, can we now catch up to Jenson Button? If we can do so, that will be a top 4. Kamui Kobayashi also right on my tail, so he's doing a brilliant job of P6 at the moment. So it looks like the Saubers could get a really good result here today. Here we go then, final lap of the Chinese Grand Prix. Nothing has really happened since I last spoke. I've just been putting in the laps at the moment. Jenson Button, he's got further away. Kamui Kobayashi, he's also got further away from me. So that's sort of good news there that I've got away from my teammate. And there's a big old gap between the two of us, which means there's also a big gap to the other guys. So very happy with that, but unfortunately just not having the pace in the second phase of this race to really catch up to Jenson Button and the other leaders. But I can't really complain too much. I'm running in P5, so that is a really, really good result right now. Here we go then, only a few more corners left to go of this Chinese Grand Prix. Going to take it nice and cautiously down towards the hairpin. Don't want to make any mistakes. Sebastian Vettel wins today's race. Great result there for the Red Bull driver, which will certainly help his championship hopes. In towards the final corner for our own race though, and it is a fantastic P5 here today at the Chinese Grand Prix, continuing this incredible 2010 season. What a result then here at the Chinese Grand Prix. Every single race so far this season, we have finished higher than 6th position. What an incredible sort of stat that is to go into F1 2010 with. That's absolutely brilliant. And that will really help us to try and get one of those top 4 slots in the championship to get a good drive for next season. Sebastian Vettel, though, he was our race winner with Felipe Massa in 2nd place. Lewis Hamilton rounds out the podium in 3rd with Jenson Button 4th. So it's just a case of what could have happened today if I didn't have that really, really long pit stop. I maybe could have been between Lewis Hamilton and Jenson Button, or possibly on the podium here today. Kamui Kobayashi finishes behind me in 6th place, making it a 5th and a 6th for the BMW Sauber team. Brilliant result, 18 points on board today for them. Liuzzi finished behind us in 7th, with Alguersuari 8th, Schumacher in 9th, and Bruno Senna gets P10 in a HRT. Incredible scenes. One of the back marker teams gets a point here today. Great result there for HRT. Barrichello is in 11th. Mark Webber down there in 12th position. Rosberg 15th. Alonso in 16th. Not a good day for those guys. And both of the Renaults as well having a seriously bad day. 18th and 19th as well. So let's have a look. See how this affects us in the Drivers' Championship. Massa is now our new championship leader. 62 points. He's ahead of Sebastian Vettel, who's in second. Mark Webber, 1 point behind his teammate in third. Then it's Jenson Button fourth. I've moved up into fifth position. 1 point now ahead of Fernando Alonso. 2 points ahead of Lewis Hamilton. And we are only 4 points behind Jenson Button. That means we're also only 4 points behind a Williams seat for next season. So that's a really good result for us, and we'll definitely be carrying that over the rest of the season. Looking at the Constructors' Championship now, we move up above Renault and Force India up into P4, and 42 points on board for the team. So that is a really good result for us, as well as Red Bull currently leading the way ahead of Ferrari, and McLaren are a little bit off at the moment. And if we look down here, HRT have their first point of the season, so very well done to them. But that's it for the Chinese Grand Prix. Let's head back to the menus. Were you confident to push the car today? Yes, I was very confident to push the car here today. We had the chance to possibly get in onto the podium here today, and I felt like overtaking was a real possibility. We made loads of overtakes in today's race, especially after that mistake of the pit stop. So yeah, we were very confident, and overtaking is part of the job. But the team have also built me a solid car, which also really helps that. How has the racing been from your point of view? I think we're going well. Yeah, I do think we're going well at the moment. I think it's been a pretty decent job. We would like to be higher than where we are, but if you think about the car that we're in, it's also an absolutely stellar performance to be in P5 in the championship. There's still a long way left to go, though. We're only 4 races into the season, so there's still a long way left to go in the season. But it's very interesting. A good car makes it easier. So yeah, we're going to go with that one to really help the team. And are you happy with the efforts of the team? I mean, I can't fault them. They've got a car like BMW Sauber, currently 3 P6s and a P5 at the moment, so definitely can't fault them. They've been working very hard in the factory. Right, interview done. Before we end today's episode, though, let's have another quick look at the standings. Running in P5 at the moment, just behind Jenson Button. Of course, where Jenson Button is at the moment is a Williams seat. We are currently in a Lotus seat for next season, so we do need to improve, and we do need to try and get that Lotus seat for F1 2011. But that would do for today's Chinese Grand Prix. If you have enjoyed the episode, don't forget to smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so for daily Rags to Riches content. We've got Rags to Riches free. We've also got F1 2017 career mode and some other new stuff coming to the channel quite soon as well. But as always, don't forget to leave your comments in the section below. I want to know what you guys thought about today's race, so definitely go and do that. But I'll see you next time at the Spanish Grand Prix. But until then, it's goodbye from me.